So public health needs to change, needs to adapt under these circumstances, and needs to include all kinds of disciplines in a deep way. That means to put together the theories, the methods, the data, the analysis, the interpretation. But more than that, this transdisciplinarity needs to be critical, needs to criticize the mainstream forces, the mainstream disciplines.
And I think the first shift that I would see as a necessary step in terms of how organizations work is exactly that. Try to focus on how power operates within the systems we are, within the organizations we are, where inequalities emerge along these power systems, and identify key areas of action, who is mostly affected, and what kind of tools we need to bring the voices of those most affected more in the center of the discussion. We cannot produce magic solutions. Somehow, intersectionality reminds us that we need to bring racialized women and other people who experience multiple disadvantages in the center of what we do and have their voices heard, but also leading us.
This is an impossible task without collective action, right? And working in community. So I've been part of many different networks. I've talked about politics of place when I was speaking. So it's about connecting these different places around particular issues. So for me, yes, it's communities, it's self, body self, but it's also seeing that the macro issues also determine it. So yeah, very deep question, but I think it's something that we need to continue to rethink and understand at this moment, because it's so much under attack. So it is very important to keep resisting, being in community, working politically, and seeing that these things are not just academic, they have real impact for people outside the academe.
Because nature is transdisciplinary, because reality is transdisciplinary, you can never look at a problem vertically. Reality is horizontal, it's interconnectedness. So this is something that we have forgotten in many sciences for decades. We now need to recover this reality-based approach, evidence-based approach. And that's how we will also assess inequalities in a different way, how we will recognize that ecology is connected to the social agenda, and we need to go back to reality. It's very simple. The beauty, in a way, the beauty of the pedagogy of COVID was precisely that it brought us back to the reality of humanity, which we had forgotten. We are just one animal species among many others, and we need to decentralize ourselves and go back to the reality. That's why I think it's so important that also movements and activism understands this reality. There's a way to go, though, in this direction.